Right. So the topic that I want to talk about today is something that should inspire you, should inspire a lot of you, maybe all of you, because I'm going to talk about exactly how I changed my life in a span of, let's say, 1-2 years, and how I've got from a broke delivery driver making like 800 euros a month to making 20k plus dollars a month, living anywhere in the world, doing anything I want, living in freedom in Thailand right now, and living the dream life of basically 99% of people. So I'm gonna also begin sharing my screen and show a presentation. So right, how I got from a broke delivery driver to making 20k plus. Those are dollars, right? They are not pesos, they're not fucking Russian rubles, no, they're dollars, okay? 20k plus dollars a month, because it sure as hell wasn't luck, right? And I'm gonna show you exactly how I got here. So let's make this full screen, let's be professional. So this is me 2 years ago, right? This is me 2 years ago. As you can see, I had this backpack. This was called, it was like a food delivery service in my country, Romania. It was called like Food Panda and Glovo as well. So you can see I was a delivery driver. I was walking all day, every day with that backpack and delivering food, right? I was riding buses. I was riding along in this car, this beautiful Fiat Punto that I love very much with all my heart, because it helped me when I didn't have the means to make money. It helped me do what I needed to do to make money. I was delivering food with this car. So yeah, this is me 2 years ago. I was making like, let's say 800, 1000 euros per month maximum, working 8 to 9 hours a day, sometimes even more, like 12 hours a day. So this was me 2 years ago. Now, this is me now, making 20k dollars plus per month, working from my phone or laptop for a few hours a day, from anywhere in the world. So you can see the Rolex here, you can see lifestyle, you can see riding in business class, right? Business class ticket to Thailand, for your information, cost like, I think, triple the price of my car, of that Fiat Punto I showed you earlier. So I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying it because you will understand that if I could achieve this lifestyle, you can do it and anyone can do it, because I'm not smarter than most people, I'm not better than most people in any way. I mean, I am better than most people because I didn't fucking quit and had the balls to keep going and to risk, you know, maybe my future for not getting a normal job, and, you know, risking my future for taking on businesses over businesses and trying different things in order to make money and achieve this kind of lifestyle, because I never wanted to be a wagey, you know, I never wanted to have a normal 9 to 5. I never wanted to live a normal average life. That scared me more than anything in this life. So as I said, it didn't happen by accident. It was pure grind and non-stop work for 6-7 years. So now the thing is, it didn't have to take me that long, but I didn't know what to do because no one helped me, no one showed me, bro, if you do this, this and this, you'll be rich. I mean, I'm not rich right now, but I'm going to be. So, but I am at a level that 99% of people consider to be rich. So there's that. But you have to understand, I did not know the right method. So I've tried almost anything you can imagine. I've tried dropshipping, I've tried Forex, I've tried fucking day trading, e-commerce, Amazon FBA, you name it, right? I've tried everything. So they all failed, obviously. Didn't make any money, made zero money, actually lost money while wasting 7 years of my life trying all those businesses. So there's that. But one day when I was still struggling to make it with day trading, and if you want to make it with day trading, I don't recommend it. I know people who do day trading, I know people who make decent amount of money with day trading. I actually work with a guy who does day trading, but I don't recommend it. It was the most stressful period of my life, guaranteed. It's not for the faint of heart, and if you don't have the patience of a Chinese monk, I don't recommend it. You can make a lot of money, but you know, the disadvantages are way too big compared to the advantages. So I discovered something called copywriting. I don't know if many of you are familiar with copywriting. Maybe you are, maybe you tried Andrew Tate's course, you know, I've been there, so that's actually where I discovered it. But copywriting is basically the art of writing persuasive words and texts that help businesses make more money and sales. So it's basically the root of marketing, right? So if you can manage to do this for businesses and manage to make them more money and increase their sales, you can get paid direct commissions from those sales who are doing it, right? If you know how to sell your services, how to talk to them and so on. But the thing is, the skill is very scalable. It's like you can make an infinite amount of money with it, because there will always be businesses who need copywriting, and there will always be a need for good copywriters, good writers who can write persuasive, let's say Facebook ads, let's say emails, let's say maybe sales pages and so on, this business is very, very scalable. It's scalable basically to infinity. Because the more money you make for a business, the more money you can get paid. So that's the beauty of it. And the best thing is you don't have to risk your own money and sanity like you do with trading or other risky businesses. You don't have to buy loads of stocks of products, create a complicated website and waste money on ads to try to sell e-commerce products that thousands of others are trying to sell from China. And you don't have to compete in an oversaturated market. So that's very important, because probably if you tried things like dropshipping and stuff like that, you realized pretty quick that the market is oversaturated. You have to work really hard to differentiate yourself. You have to create like something unique and unique marketing angles and stuff like that. And it's really hard, and it's not something that you can predictably scale. So all you have to do is you write persuasive text like emails, Facebook ads, sales pages, etc. for other well-established businesses in order to grow their sales and make fat commissions while at it. That's it. You don't even have to be a good writer. You just have to learn a few simple principles, a few simple human persuasion and psychology principles. And I guarantee you, anyone in the fucking world can do this. That's the beauty of it. Now, of course, it wasn't that easy. You still have to obviously work. You still have to learn a few principles that I've talked about earlier. And you have to dedicate a certain amount of time, at least a few hours a day for it. But then again, you dedicate 8 hours a day for a 9 to 5 for 40 fucking years. And you make fucking insignificant amounts of money. You can't even buy a fucking private jet if you work all your life. You can't even buy a Lamborghini, a $300,000 car, if you work all your life at a 9 to 5. Do you realize this? So you will dedicate those hours or even more hours anyway. That's what you need to understand. But I knew this skill could give me what I wanted, right? So I wanted the ability to make a lot of money, and I wanted freedom. That's it. All my life I dreamed of having freedom and making a lot of money while at it. So traveling all over the world, being able to live wherever in the world, being able to leave a place that I don't like and move anywhere in the world where I wanted to, when I wanted to. So I always wanted this kind of freedom, especially not having a fucking boss telling me what to do. I fucking hated being told what to do from school. So obviously I just started learning and going all in. Fast forward 2 years, making $20K plus per month. I have clients, businesses that are happily paying me 10% of their monthly revenue. I'm living my best life in Thailand. Right now I'm in Bangkok and living my best life with my friend and business partner. So I'm doing whatever the fuck I want when I want. Basically living the dream life of 99% of people. All while working for a few hours a day from my phone or laptop. Here you can see a bunch of pictures. I think they're all from Thailand. Yeah, they're all from Thailand. They're from a bunch of places, Bangkok, Phuket, a bunch of islands and stuff like that. So basically living anywhere in the world, doing anything I want. But the most interesting thing is I didn't have any clue about writing. I actually hated writing when I was in school. I still don't like it. I mean, I do it. I don't hate it, I like it because it makes me money. I mean, if I know something makes me money, I do it happily. But would I do it if I didn't make money? Fuck no. I just stay on a fucking island somewhere and, hanging out with girls and stuff like that, with my friends. But I like money, I like freedom, I like proving wrong to all the fucking people in my life who thought I wasn't going to amount of anything, including my parents, including my fucking childhood friends, and my high school colleagues, everyone. That's the thing I love the most. So I just fucking did it. I didn't care that I didn't like writing in school. I just knew that this skill could give me the life that I wanted. I just fucking did it. So, as I said, I was broke and I was stuck in a life that I hated. And after I realized this copywriting could give me the life that I wanted, I just went all in without a second thought. It was very simple for me. It wasn't like I had any other choice. So basically, here is how copywriting works and how I've managed to, achieve this level. And I'm just getting started. I'm just like 2 years into this. Well, I'm just getting started. That I'm making more money each month. I'm evolving each month. I'm growing my clients each month. My commissions are growing each month. You understand? This is just the beginning. That's the beauty of it all. You can scale this line of business basically to infinity. So that's the beauty of it. So step one, you need to learn the skill, right? You need to learn the skill. It takes like 1 to 3 months with the right mentor. That's very important. It took me much more than that. I'll talk about this later because I didn't have anyone. But with the right mentor, it takes like 1 to 3 months. Now, step 2 is you find a good client with a good product and set up a 10% revenue share with him. Now, if you have the skill and you can prove to him that you can bring him results and grow his business, that's the easiest part, to set up a 10% revenue share, because anyone in the right mind, unless they're fucking broken and have a broken mindset, will accept this kind of deal, because you are motivated to grow his revenue, because then you will make more money, and he is motivated to give you more money because he's making more money. So everyone is happy. Now step 3, this was supposed to be written step 3. So step 3, you make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in revenue for that client if you have the skill, and you pocket multiple 5-6 figures in commissions a month while working for 4 to 5 hours a day maximum from your laptop or phone. You can even work from your phone, just write a bunch of texts. That's it. So this is how it actually works. Now you have to understand, it took me like 2 years to go from 0 to 2K a month, 2 years, then 3 years to reach 20K a month. The first year I didn't make any money. I was struggling to find clients. No one wanted to talk to me. I was sending like 30, 40, 50 or 100 emails a day. No one wanted to reply to me. Even those who replied to me, didn't want to work with me, didn't respect me, and so on. So it was, I wouldn't say it was a nightmare, but it was, it was a grind, but I didn't stop because I knew it works, because I saw other people doing it, and I knew those people weren't better than me. So I just didn't stop. So no one helped me, no one showed me a better way. I just took a bunch of courses and learned a bunch of outdated strategies, especially for client acquisition, because that's a very important part of the client acquisition part. So I did it all by myself, and for the first year I didn't find any clients, not even one. So I went through all the mistakes, I tested all the client outreach strategies, I wrote dozens of texts that didn't produce any money whatsoever. For 1 year, 0 money. Now the second year, I finally managed to put together a client outreach strategy that allowed me to find clients. And I found a few clients, and I was making like $800 and $1,500 a month. That was the second year, So, I was grateful that I had a few clients and that I was actually making money from copywriting and didn't have to deliver food anymore. But I was also frustrated because I knew I could do more. I knew the results I could bring. I knew I was a pretty good copywriter at that point. But for some reason, I couldn't scale. My clients didn't want to pay me. I was doing like bad deals. They didn't want to pay me my worth. I wasn't able to sell my services as I wanted to, So I was frustrated for this reason. Now the third year was the year when I finally understood how to actually scale. And for this reason, in the third year, I was able to reach 20K plus a month. Attention, all while working less than I was before. Right now, I think last month I made like 22, 23K, something like that. And I'm working less. Last month, it was my first time when I came back to Thailand, the second time. Now I'm moving here, like long term. But it was the first time when I came back to Thailand. I went to a bunch of places, I went out every day, visited a bunch of islands, basically did a tour of Thailand. So I didn't have time to work even 5 hours a day. I worked like 2-3 hours a day. And it was the best month of my life. 22 or 23K, something like that. So you have to understand, if you truly master this skill, if you truly know how to sell your services, if you truly know how to produce results for those clients, it is not hard, I told you. I'm going to show you later. It's actually very easy. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to be a good writer. You don't need any of that. But if you finally master this and know how to do it properly, you can basically do 5 figures or multiple 5 figures a month without even working. You just set up a bunch of marketing funnels that are producing sales on autopilot, and you don't even have to work. You just do a bit of maintenance, and that's it. So that's the beauty of it. It can also bring you passive income. So that's the beauty of it. You set up a funnel and it can produce money for like years and years on end. I have marketing funnels that have been producing money for 1 year plus. Money are appearing in my account from the sky without me doing anything. All because I've worked for 1 week and built that marketing funnel. And it's so easy to do. It's fucking easy, bro. It's so easy. Now the truth is, there was a problem, right? Because even though I was making, let's say, good money, and I was satisfied with my progress, I actually stopped talking to all my friends because they're all losers. They didn't make money, they talk only about bullshit. They didn't have the drive to evolve and to do something more than stay a fucking average piece of shit. So I didn't want to talk to them anymore. So I did not have a network. I desperately wanted like-minded people in my life, near me. So I didn't have a network. Now I knew that I had to create a network of high-performing individuals around me. So I could continue scaling and growing both on the business side and on the personal side, because you have to understand, if you're alone in this life, it's very hard to grow above a certain level, you know. You can grow, you know, 10, 20, 30, 50, you can even grow to 100K a month with a business, all by yourself. But there is a level from where it's basically impossible to grow if you don't have a network. And I'm not talking only about the business side or the money side. I'm talking about everything, you know. You need good people around you. You need to have connections. You don't know what problems you could have. You don't know what lawsuits you could have in your life. You don't know who could try to kill you tomorrow. You don't know what government wants your head tomorrow. You don't know anything, so you need to have connections with as many people as possible, in as many places as possible, so you can all help each other in any way possible. As a man especially, you need to have a lot of connections. If you're alone, you're basically a target, and no one wants to be a target, right? So I understood this. Now, the thing is, people around me have begun to ask me more and more what I do and what I'm doing to make so much money. And one guy in particular from my boxing gym was very interested and hyped about what I was doing. It was back in Romania, right? So he was constantly bugging me, telling me what he wants to do, that he wants to do what I do, and so on. So at first, I didn't want to help him. I didn't think much of him, but finally agreed to teach him. Showed him the basics of copywriting, showed him how to find clients and set, 10% revenue share deals like I did. Showed him how to scale and grow those clients to tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So fast forward, he reached 10K a month in less than 6 months from zero. So you have to understand, this guy, he wasn't like me, like I knew how to write properly at least. But this guy didn't even know how to spell. He didn't even know how to spell words and write properly. And now he's making 5 figures a month while writing for a living. And he's actually living with me in Thailand. We're also business partners now. So you have to understand, it took me like 2 years to reach 2K a month and 3 years to reach 20K. This guy reached 10K a month in less than 6 months because I showed him exactly what to do. I've laid out the blueprint, the steps that he needed to take. You understand? So basically that's the power of a mentor. Now next was Lucian. Lucian is a 15 years old kid. He's in high school right now. So I used the exact same strategy to help him reach 1.5K per month in 5 months. He's working with me as well now, all while going through high school and working for 2-3 hours a day because he doesn't have time to work more. So why did these guys achieve results much faster than I did? Because as I said before, they had someone to show them the steps. They had someone to guide them and show them exactly what steps to take, what to do, and how to do it. And that's the power of a mentor, right? Now you need to understand, you don't need to be a master writer in order to make money with copywriting. You don't need to have a genius IQ or be creative in order to make money with copywriting. And you don't have to spend years learning this skill. As I showed you before, these guys, because I showed them exactly what steps to take, managed to reach thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars in only a few months. So that's the power of a mentor, right? That's very important to understand. That's why it took me like 2.5 years to reach 10K a month and 3 years to reach 20K a month. And Mihai, my business partner, which I showed you before, took him like only 6 months to reach 10K a month. Only because I helped him and I showed him what to do. It's incredible what a good mentor can do. Now all you need to do is you learn about your client's target audience and you write words that resonate with their pains and desires. So you can write simple Facebook ads, simple emails, sales pages, etc. You can literally master this skill in 1 to 3 months with the right guidance. So let's say, for example, I give you an example. You write for a weight loss coach, and let's say he says a weight loss product and he sells it to moms over 40 years old. You have to identify the pains and desires, and there are, ways to do that, very simple ways to do that. The pains and desires of moms over 40 years old who want to lose weight. So maybe they don't, have confidence in themselves anymore. Maybe they their husband doesn't, feel attracted to them anymore and doesn't fuck them anymore. Maybe, her kids don't respect her anymore. Maybe, her colleagues at work are laughing at her behind her back. Maybe she's ashamed to fucking, wear swimming suits at the pool, stuff like that. There's a bunch of ways to find all of that stuff. The internet is very, very big and you can find anything on the internet. So basically what you do with copywriting, you learn all those things and then you write about them. And then money suddenly appears in your bank account. It's incredible. I'm not even joking. It's that easy. Right now, of course, you have to work. Of course, there's a skill, there's certain words you need to write. But that's basically what it is, right? Anyone can do it. So now, as I said before, I'm looking to extend my network with high-performing individuals. So, we can help each other and make a bunch of money together. I still don't have a network. I have, a few people, but I still don't have the network that I want to have. I want to have a big network, with many successful people, so we can network, we can help each other, make more money, have connections everywhere in the world, help each other in every way possible. I mean, I want it to be like this. If any of us has a problem, we can call, we can, send a message or something, and the problem is solved, We find a solution. Someone finds a solution because there are resourceful people who can bring us those solutions. So that's my objective here, right? It's bigger than making money. It's something bigger. It's something like power, Of course, and the business opportunities, work with bigger clients. Basically build a solid team of brothers and be able to rely on each other anywhere in the world. That's like my objective, right? Now, what I found is that the best and fastest way to make money online is copywriting. I found this out by myself while doing it myself, and I found this out while helping other people to do it. And I saw that they could produce results, and I saw that anyone, even 15 years old kids, and even people who can't fucking spell can do it. So I've created an advanced mentoring program called Rainmakers Academy. Now this is a program where I, work with you one-on-one, and I guide you step by step until you reach 5 to 10K a month in the next 6 months. So you can achieve financial freedom and location freedom and be able to join my network and make a bunch of money together. So that's basically my objective here. Help you make a bunch of money so you can join my network and grow my network. So we make a bunch of money together. Now you can imagine 6 months from now you can be here in Thailand with us, or you can live anywhere in the world, it's your choice. You don't have to look at prices anymore when you walk in the store like a fucking brokey. I know I don't. I know I can basically go in any restaurant in this fucking world and buy anything I want without looking at the prices. Now, of course, I know there are probably restaurants where you can, they have very high prices, like thousands and thousands of dollars for a steak, But 99% of cases, I can do that. So don't be a fucking nerd and write in the comments, no, you can't. There are restaurants who sell steak for 2,000. All right, bro, fuck off, okay? And no more second guessing whether to buy that shirt because you don't know if you can afford it and stuff like that. So you can achieve this level in 6 months from now with the right guidance. So it's amazing how life can change in a few months with the right plan of action and the right guidance. On this picture on the left, I was in my car, I was at work, I was depressed. See how my face is looking right now, and see how my face was looking back then. I looked older, and this was like 3 years ago. Now I'm 28, I was 25, I looked older because I was fucking depressed. I hated my fucking life. I looked like 40 years old in that picture. And in this picture on the right, it was on my way to Thailand, business class. I paid like $1,700 for this ticket, $1,700. And that's basically, I think, triple the price of that car I was in on the picture of the left. So it's amazing how much your life can change. And I'm eternally grateful to God and to everyone who helped me achieve this level. But it's amazing. Now, if you want to join this program, this mentoring program that I was talking about, or at least find out more about it, there will be a link in the description, so you can click the link and schedule a one-on-one call with me personally. So if for some reason you cannot click the link, because for some reason maybe YouTube didn't accept my identity verification, they're being fucking, I don't know what they're doing, they're postponing verifying my account. I don't know what they're fucking doing. I gave them all the documents, all the required documents and stuff like that, pictures. But if for some reason you cannot click the link, just fucking copy and paste it. You know how to copy and paste, right? Just copy and paste in your browser, and you have to complete a bunch of questions. And after completing those questions, you'll be able to schedule a one-on-one call with me. So in that call, we'll talk. I'll show you exactly what you get, how I can help you, and of course, we'll see if you're a fit. If you're a good fit for working with me inside my network, because I don't accept anyone, I only accept people who I consider, I wouldn't say worthy, that's a fucking, I don't like this word, but people who are, fit to work alongside me, because I only work with people who I resonate with, who I consider, that have potential to do this, because I don't want to waste my time. I want to work with capable people with good mindset, people who, have a growth mindset, people who want to make a lot of money, people who don't want to, stay average, people with big dreams, and people with a high performance mindset. So yeah, inside this call, we'll talk more about this. We'll see if you're a good fit. You will see if what you get inside this program, and if you consider it's right for you. If I consider you are right for the program, you will be able to join the program, and you will work with me one-on-one, and I'll help you reach those 5 to 10K a month in the next 6 months through copywriting. Now, of course, there is an investment involved, so don't bother scheduling a call if you're not ready to invest in yourself. Not a big investment, but you have to invest at least $500 if you want to, do something. Because, my time is worth something. We're not going to just work with everyone without getting anything in return. So if you want, click the link in the description, complete the questions, schedule a one-on-one call with me, and we'll talk more about this. But if you don't, it's okay. If you want to start copywriting by yourself, it's okay. There's a bunch of courses out there. Of course, not all of them are good. Some are good, some are not good. But remember, work with a mentor that already achieved the results that you want to achieve, and a mentor who can show you the exact steps that can bring you to where you want. So that's the secret, right? Because it will shorten your process, and you'll make money much faster if you work with a mentor. You'll evolve much faster to your goals if you work with a mentor who has already achieved what you want to achieve. Remember this. So if you want to work with me or talk more about this with me, schedule the call. If not, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.